It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Good Thursday morning to you. We're getting closer to the end of the week. That's how that works. It's been a short week too, so even better.
Yes.
Let's start with some news. There is a new effort underway to save the Green Bridge in Christian County, just outside Ozark. The one-lane bridge was built back in 1912, originally for horse and buggies. A lot has changed since then. The vehicles have gotten heavier. It was deemed unsafe for vehicle traffic back in February of this year. Now Christian County and Ozark are trying to come up with a way to make it part of a trail system for bikers and for walkers. There is no trail system there yet, so that is going to be up for discussion at a meeting today, and kind of in the early stages of that, but there's an effort to save the Green Bridge.
Yeah, it's exciting. All right. Did you hear, as of yesterday, charges were dropped against pro golfer, I guess the best in the world, you could say, Scotty Scheffler. Interestingly, he said despite his arrest, by the way, from a Springfield guy, he has no hard feelings toward the officer who arrested him and highly admires police for their work. As you've heard, that officer does have a Springfield connection. He grew up here and graduated from Kickapoo High School, then went on to OTC in 96 and 97. He was in trouble for not turning on his body camera prior to the incident. He also had a few other cases where he was, you could say, on the other side of the law himself previously. So a case that a lot of local people were then following.
It's interesting because I listened to, there was some audio from inside the police car after Scheffler was in the police car with another officer, and it was their conversation. And I feel like the officer was a little more in the right than I did leading up to that, because Scheffler said that he didn't stop when he was told to stop because he didn't know it was a cop, even though he's wearing like bright yellow and directing traffic. So he didn't obey the order. And then he kept going and did drag the officer for a little bit with his car.
Yikes. I didn't know that. Wow.
Well, yeah. I don't know how extensive the injuries are. I don't think very extensive, but they scraped his knee up because he was dragging the officer. Then he wouldn't get out of the car. And he said that he was in a hurry because he was late for his tea time. So I feel a little more that the officer was closer to right than I did upon just hearing people talk about it at first, because it sounded like it was a cop out of control and what are you doing? But now, if you don't stop when a cop tells you to stop, even though you were directed that way by another cop, you still obey the rules. And I don't know.
I got arrested for that once.
I can see both sides.
You remember this?
Yeah, I remember.
One cop put me in a spot, and then a different cop arrested me for being in that spot.
Correct.
That's what happens when someone else takes over the scene. But I survived to tell about it, so that's exciting. There is a growing list of stores that say they are planning to cut prices to get more people in the door and spending. We've told you about McDonald's doing this, Wendy's doing this, and now you can add Walgreens and Amazon to the list, as well as Target. So fast food and then also just retail stores soon going to be cheaper. Apparently, this comes after inflation causing people to spend less, and retailers are feeling it. So some retailers and fast food restaurants say they are hoping the cuts will encourage more people to spend more money on fast food again, as well as non-essential items.
All right. Inflation.
I think it's interesting.
Is maybe a positive there in the short term. I don't know. It's a weird positive, but here it's a negative. It looks like outdoors men and women will have to pay more to hunt and fish in Missouri. The Department of Conservation cites the rising costs of goods and services for the proposed price increases for permits. The department is accepting public comment on the issue from July 2nd through August 1st, and then will decide whether to raise the prices for licenses at a meeting in September. So price increases would then go into effect the 1st of next year. So if you have something to say, July 2nd through August 1st, make a good argument. We'll see what happens. Boy, this is something. What a day for some American heroes. More than 80 local veterans took part in this year's the first one of the year, honor flight yesterday. It was a whirlwind day. It always is. It started at the Springfield Airport, and from there, the veterans were flown to Washington, D.C. to see in person the memorials that were built in their honor. Many of the veterans going on these flights now are veterans of the Vietnam War. The day then ended back in Springfield at the airport, where family and other folks from the area gathered to give them a hero's welcome. And
That's awesome.
It is. It's such a great trip. I got to go on one of these years ago when I was at KY3 covering that story. It was World War II veterans at the time. And just to see what it meant to them to be back among their brotherhood, people who have experienced war and World War II like they did. They came to life in a way that was super cool. Their family and friends would say, I've never seen them like this. And they just really enjoyed the day. It was a super long day, so everybody's tired at the end of it.
Early, but still so much easier for that age group to go in one day rather than to have to stay overnight somewhere.
And that's why they do it like that. But the Honor Flight is a great program, still doing good work.
Yep. It's awesome. This is fun. Whataburger is coming to Branson. The Board of Aldermen approved some changes to a plot of land on the east side of Highway 65 on Main Street, right across the street from Chick-fil-A there. This will be the first Whataburger in Branson. Just in the last year, you might recall Whataburger has opened 3 locations in Springfield and then 1 each in Republic and Ozark.
That's true. Yeah.
There you go.
Whataburger's all over the place.
Yeah. So yeah, I loved Whataburger in college for some reason, and I'm sure that it's still great. It doesn't have the same ring for me anymore, though. I've got to be honest. So,
did you get burgers in college?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's good.
Burger. Surely, I ordered for its namesake. You know,
I would hope so. I took the kids there a couple of different times, and they're big fans. It's good.
Good.
Heads up, if you drive an older Nissan, you're being urged not to drive it because the Takata airbag inflators could explode in a crash and hurl very dangerous pieces of metal throughout the car. That urgent warning comes after a person was actually killed by an inflator when it exploded.
Yeah.
The Nissans in question cover certain 2002 through 2006 Sentras, 2002 through to 2004 Pathfinders, as well as 03 and 04 Infiniti QX4s. If you own one of those, they're pretty serious about it. They say stop driving it and contact Nissan, and they'll get you a fix.
Yeah. Sounds like you need one. Springfield was recently named in Wallet Hub's best places to visit in the summertime. Isn't that cool? Of course, you know that we have a lot to do, especially in the summertime for the outdoors area. We were ranked number 15 out of 100 destinations. Maybe it is, I don't know, the theme parks, the water parks, the aquariums, Big Cedar, all the outdoor fun stuff, lakes. But what we were specifically ranked the highest for is affordability and weather. Because vacation's expensive and it is cheaper. Branson is cheaper than, and the Ozarks, I guess, than some places. So that's great.
It is cheaper than some places, and it's less humid also than some places.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Not every place, some places.
All right. And then finally, we want to tell you, as we have for the past couple days, don't forget, go to aroundtheozarks.com and you can enter to win tickets to the Rolling Stones concert. They are iconic. So even if you don't love the Rolling Stones, this is history, folks. This is history. Our sister station, 1047thecave.com, 1047thecave.com. And you can enter to win those tickets. And we have a Father's Day giveaway also happening at aroundtheozarks.com. So just go to that page and then click on contest and you will see the Father's Day giveaway. And then thanks again to 1047thecave.com for the Rolling Stones tickets giveaway.
Yeah, there are 2 pages to go to. Around the Ozarks has one contest that has all of our normal contests, but the Rolling Stones contest specifically is at 1047thecave.com. So
yes,
visit a couple of sites and get entered to win. And they are really good prizes. They are really good prizes.
No doubt. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us. We hope you have a great Thursday, and we hope to see you back here tomorrow morning. Have a good night.
See ya.
Day.